Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have this DIY project on these little cute Christmas trees. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe button if you like these type of videos. So to make the cone shape for the Christmas trees, you can actually go ahead and buy them. They're paper mache and they come in different sizes, but I wanted to go ahead and make them out of cereal boxes that I already had on hand. So you just start rolling it into a cone shape. And what I like to do is actually pull up on the inside and push down on the outside, and that makes the point a little sharper. And then just secure this with tape. And really make sure that you use plenty of tape and secure down all the cardboard edges. You can do this on the outside and the inside so that it is a nice and secure cone. And then towards the bottom, you're going to cut it off. And I like to just kind of roll it in my hand and keep your scissors straight, and you'll get a flat bottom as you roll. And then you can always sample it, put it down on a table, see what areas are a little bit high, and then just trim them off. And then there you have your cone made for your tree. So here's the tree that we'll be making first. So first I'm going to take the jute string and I'm just going to thread that through the top where there's a small hole, and then I'm just going to pull that down into the cone and then secure it really well with some tape. Make sure you do a few pieces of tape just to make sure that it is secure. Then I make just a little loop at the top and then just start to wind the jute string around, and you kind of just make a spiral shape at the top, and then a little dollop of glue on the top, and be careful because the glue is hot. And then you just secure it there, and then you start the tedious process of just wrapping the jute string around and around the cone. And I didn't think that it was necessary to hot glue every round, and so what I would do is just put a thin glue dollop and then just wrap the string around, and then keep wrapping a little bit more every so often. Then just go ahead and put a little dollop of glue just to secure the string in place. And then of course just keep spinning and gluing and spinning. Now once I reached the bottom inch, I did start to apply more glue so that it would be more secure and it wouldn't slide towards the end. And so once you're at the bottom, you may notice that your cardboard is maybe a little bit uneven. Don't worry about that, because just go around and then you can trim off the excess of the cardboard so that it fits just right with that last string. Okay, so once you reach the end, you just cut off the end, and then you just secure that with some glue, and just be careful because that glue is hot. So I think I took something and pressed it down, maybe a pencil or something, just so that you don't burn your finger. Oh, I used the scissors. And you see there, I did need to trim off the edge, that it wasn't completely flat, or maybe that my string had maybe elevated a little on one side. Not very much, you just trim a little so that it fits flush with the table when you set it down. So there you have it. So here's the next tree I'll show you how to make. Isn't it adorable? So that's what you need, is a book that's maybe old, that you don't care about, that's a little bit weathered. You just take those pages, and I think my pages were 6.5 inches, and you don't have to be real specific on this. But I just figured I would make each, like I would cut the pages into 4 strips. and each strip was about 1.5 inches. And so with that, I had 4 strips of paper. So I would just cut, down through there. And then I didn't like the just plain without the writing on it. So I trimmed that off. You can keep that if you like that. Every so often, maybe even put one of those in, because it does add a little bit of texture or a little difference in your tree. So the next thing, you just line them all up in a little pile and then just start to make little slits, and you go all the way up to about 1/4 of an inch to the edge, and don't go all the way to the end. So you just continue cutting small little slits and not going to the end until you're finished with each little strip. Then you're just going to take the paper and kind of curl the ends by taking a pencil and then just really carefully squeezing that paper and rolling the pencil at the same time to get a nice curl at the end of the paper to make it look like the branches are kind of wisping up. And then I took and just cut that right down the center, so the pieces were about 2 inches long, and that's what I started with around the second row, because on your first row you want to take a plain piece of paper, and I only cut about 1/2 inch of strip, and that's going to go along the bottom edge so that when it curls up, you're not going to see the actual cardboard cone of the tree. Then I just started doing like a zigzag of hot glue, and I'm sure you could do like a spray adhesive, but I didn't have that on hand, so I just used my hot glue gun. And then you just start placing that first layer around the bottom, and it's okay if it hangs over, because you can just cut that off like you did with the first tree, just to even everything up and so that it sits evenly on the tabletop. So once you have the bottom layer on, then again I just went around, cut off the excess so that it would sit flat. So next you take the little pieces that you curled, and you're going to apply them about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch above the first row. And you just hold that in glue, and then just keep going around. You can leave just a little bit of space between each little tile of paper so that it's kind of like shingles on a roof. And you're just applying that along the bottom. And once you get there, then you start overlapping with the third row so that you won't see where the 2 sections meet. So this process is just continued till you get, further and further up the cone. Just trying to fill in any empty spaces. And like I said, overlapping each edge with the piece above it, like so. Now at this point, I thought it would be better to cut the pieces in half, so the length of the curled pieces are about 1 inch long instead of the 2 inches that I had previously did. And then the last little thing you have to do is make the very top. So you just take a 1.5 by 1.5 size square, and then you cut out this shape, which was an X, and then quill the ends of the X. And then that leaves just a small little tiny square in the center when you bend those tips down, that is going to be the very tip top of your tree. And you're going to just place that with a dollop of glue. Be careful because it is hot, at the very tip. And here it is, all complete. I think it is just adorable. here's the last DIY tree I have for you. So this tree is made out of none other than a white napkin. So you take those napkins and you fold them and you twist them, and then you just take the ends and glue down to the cone, and just keep the wrap very loose because you don't want to see the cardboard. I noticed the tighter that I did the twist, the more I could see the cardboard underneath. So if you kind of let it be loose and then just kind of twist it easily, it'll cover a lot better, and it actually looks like ribbon. And so I thought that was a really cute idea. And so again, same kind of technique as the other trees. You're just going to keep going around and around. It's a tedious process, but it really turns out really cute in the end. So I don't put the glue under all of it, but most of it, so that it does hold down and doesn't separate. And you just keep twisting, and you can even apply more glue, especially to the ends, so that they wouldn't fray out. So you just keep folding and twisting and gluing down each individual napkin. And if you notice any spaces that are open or that are showing the cardboard through, you can just put a little glue and then just kind of spread that out. And then you won't be able to see underneath. But you won't anyway, especially when we put the glitter to the top. And then at the end, you just kind of just swirl it up and glue it down. And that's it. It's super simple. And such a cute little tree. So here is glitter glue, and then I just did a little bit of an iridescent glue along with it, and took a paintbrush, dipped it in it, and then just started painting. And what it did was coat the outer edges of each of the creases of the napkin, and just kind of added some dimension, some sparkle. It made it look really Christmassy. And you can add as little or as much as you want. And you can even embellish it with different colors. You could add bows, ribbons, acorns and berries. I mean, you could just really have fun with this and make it already match what you have. But I think it is just really a simple and really cute way to make these little cute cone trees. And here it is all finished. So here's a final look at all the trees that I made. I hope that you enjoyed watching me make these for you, and I do hope that you will make them for your house. Until next time, I'll see you on Simply Our Home. Bye!